chapter 4. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, atheists, agnostic, Muslim, Christians, Catholic, Baptist, whatever you are, as long as that you're in this for truth. Thank you for tuning in once again for the videos about just think about it. That's what we're trying to do, make you think about it, and then you search out the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Today we're just going to talk about polygamy. Does the God of the Bible agree with polygamy? Yes or no? This is questions for Christians or for you to think about. When we frown down on Mormons or other cultures that allow polygamy, let's say that's like a man who has multiple wives or whatever. If we say that, do you believe that's immoral? If it's immoral, then we'd have to say that the many followers or the main people in the Old Testament that we are to follow or to look up to as righteous men were polygamists. I mean, from people from Abraham, I believe Caleb, King David, Ezra, Gideon, Jacob, Lamech, Moses, Saul, Solomon, Simeon. These are known polygamists in the Bible, but yet we frown on it today. I was wondering, why do we do that? I mean, I'm not for polygamy. I believe in marriage of one person. But the point of it is if someone came up to you Christians and said, well, your God allowed it, and we have major people like Abraham, King David, and all that, according to the Bible, that was polygamous, how could you say that God is against it when in the Bible it shows that these people were allowed to do it, and multiple people are allowed to do it? King David had multiple wives and concubines. King Solomon, you know, that had 700 wives, 300 concubines. Abraham, and all these things was going on. These was practices that was obviously in our Bible that God was allowing these people to do. So why do we frown upon it or tell someone that they're the devil or they're wrong or they're doing all these other things when our Bible shows that these people was in polygamy? And people's probably going to come on here and say, well, it was intended that man is just to be with woman, just one partner. I agree. I believe that, but that doesn't take away the fact that the Bible shows, even though it was made that way, obviously these people was doing different, and God wasn't saying nothing about it, I guess. He even said to King David, he was mad at King David for having what's his name killed, and said, I done gave you all the wives of Saul. So, like, was God for it? Something to think about. And if God was for it, and you say you're following God no matter what religion you are, but let's just say you're following this Bible, and you say you're following God, then don't tell somebody else that they can't practice polygamy when the main people of the Bible is practicing polygamy and God never said nothing about it. So, something to think about. God bless you.
Hey guys. Okay, here we go. We're still on this polygyny topic. Once again, guys, I'm going to really just hammer this thing on polygyny and just tear down the walls of this Greco-Roman Christian theology about polygyny. There's nothing wrong with polygyny. Okay, polygyny is something that came from the Greek culture, then to the Roman culture adopted it, and then Christianity was adopted or created by the Romans, which became the Roman Catholic Church. So guys, let me just, this is for guys here. Let me calm down. These are for people who have ears to hear and eyes to see. That's the only people. So I'm doing this video because this is the deception and the lies of Christianity. This is the stupidity of Christianity, that they're deceiving people. You have the deceived, deceiving the deceived, the blind leading the blind. So I'm going to show you a perfect example. So one of the persons comment on my video, just the last video of me responding about my grandfather being a polygynist. He talked about how he gets it, that he knows that the people in the Old Testament practice polygyny, but now in the New Testament, he quoted in Mark chapter 10, verse 7 to 9, talk about a man must leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one. He quoted Ephesians 31. But here's the deal. So guys, I told you in the other video that I've read the Bible, okay, from Genesis to Revelations. I was not your typical Christians who only read the New Testament only. I actually opened up the book, read Genesis, Exodus, and kept on going until I got to Revelations, okay? When I was a Christian, they told me, don't read the Old Testament. The Old Testament is bad. is bad. Just focus on the New Testament. I was told that. So I'm like, what are they trying to hide in the Old Testament? So I was one of those Christians, when I identify as a Christian, that actually went and read the Bible. I read Genesis for myself. And so I was being discouraged in the beginning, but now I know why, because that is where the truth lies. You're going to understand the New Testament when you have an understanding of what's in the Old Testament, because everything in the New Testament is just literally bringing clarity to the Old Testament. It's not changing it. The Bible makes it very clear. Do not add or subtract, or it will be a curse on you. So Paul, none of the Gospels writers would have changed the word. Jesus made it clear, think not that I've come to change the law. I came to fulfill it, meaning to fulfill the requirements of the law, not to abolish it. He clearly says, don't think I've come to abolish the law. I came to fulfill the requirements that the law requires of him as a man. Because of the love he had for the Father, he tells us to do the same that he has done. Do as I have done. As I kept my Father's commandment, keep my commandments. So now, let me get to where I want to show you before I digress too much here. So you have a guy quoting Mark chapter 10, verse 7 to 9. Go read it yourself. It's about a man leaving his wife, mother and father, cleave to his wife. Ephesians 5:31. But here's the problem. Those people are literally quoting what Moses wrote. And everybody said Genesis and the Torah was written by Moses. So let me read here. This is in Genesis chapter 2. And it's verse 23. Genesis chapter 2, verse 23 says, and Adam said, this is after Adam was the woman was created. This is after Adam went to deep sleep. Yah moved the rib from him and created a woman. And here's what it says in 23. Genesis chapter 2, verse 23 says, and Adam said, this is now the bone of my bones and the flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they both naked, the man and the wife, and were not ashamed. So guys, look it. You have Moses. You had Moses, who had multiple wives, who was a polygynist. You had David, who was a polygynist. You had Solomon, that was a polygynist. You had Abraham, that was a polygynist. You had Jacob, who became Israel, a polygynist. You had Gideon. Gideon was a polygynist. You had priests, and you had so many people that knew about a man leaving his wife, cleaving unto his wife, and the two shall become one. So are you telling me that what was good for back then? So are you telling me that they knew about the cleaving and leaving and the one flesh, and they still practice polygyny? And Yah had no problem. He even gave David his wives, not wife, wives. And that wasn't enough. Yah says all you had to do was ask, and I would have given you more. So this man leaving his wife, and leaving his parents, mother and father, and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh, is not a new concept. It's something that's old. That's all they're repeating what was in the Old Testament. So everything that you quoted, this guy quoted in the New Testament, Moses knew about it. David knew about it. Abraham knew. Everybody knew about this stuff. So guys, I'm once again, this is for those who have ears to hear and eyes to see. That's what I'm doing this for. So that you guys can see, read the Bible for yourself. Be a Berean. Go through the scriptures day and night. See what it says. Check my work. See if I'm off. Guys, I'm not crazy. I read the Bible. I've read this book. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Don't take my word for it. People won't even tell you to check the work. They'll give you an article or something. I'm telling you, go to your own Bible. If you have a holy Bible, now, maybe you have those Bible that only has the New Testament. If you only have a Bible that have New Testament, you can download the Bible apps. There's Bible apps that have Genesis all the way to Revelations. Get that Bible. They even have other books in there called the Apocrypha, but we're not going to even go there yet because that's a whole nother world. But if you don't have that Bible, you can download it. You can Google it. Look it up. I'm not making this thing up. I'm not the one that's lying to you. Christianity is a multi-billion-dollar business, and they're fleecing people. They don't care about your soul. All they care about is your money. That's all they care about. They don't care about your soul. And so I'm going to be talking more about this because there's more about this thing that you can see why our society has turned and become so effeminate. And it has a lot to do with this forced monogamous relationship that this culture breeds. It's been in the Roman culture, the Greek culture, homosexuality. That's why all of this stuff is happening, because instead of being a patriarch, we have become a matriarch. And a lot of this reason why we have all of this bad stuff happening is just sin. But you'll be surprised how much a forced monogamous society produces this type of society where you have homosexuality, you have effeminate men, you have all of this craziness going on. So anyway, hey, comment, like, dislike, but comment. Give me. I want to know what you guys are thinking. This is not for me because I need you guys to make decisions. This is to stimulate thought. I want you guys to start thinking. Christianity they do not want you thinking. That is against their whole theology. You can't think. You're supposed to just follow the leader. They say we're part of a cult. Our pastor tells us to think. He tells us to use your brains, check his work. In Christianity, you're not allowed to think. You're just supposed to follow the pastor. Whatever the pastor says, everybody do, and they regurgitate and tell everybody, well, this is what my pastor says. Well, come to my church so you can hear what my pastor have to say. But they don't teach you how to read this book for yourself. It's real simple. Real simple. You still need a pastor, but not a pastor that don't want you to look behind his work. All right. I hope this stimulate thought. Tell me what you guys think. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like, dislike, comment. Hey, let's keep the dialogue going. Let's tear down the walls of Christianities and the lies, the 2,000 years of lies. Let's tear this thing down. All right. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, family. Shalom. My name is Kanukia Israel. Today I'm going to be talking to my sisters about polygyny and about our feelings and how we need to overcome those, honestly. At the end of the day, we already know polygyny is lawful in the eyes of Yahweh. And when you look throughout the scriptures, just looking at the holy women of old, like, they were so strong. Like, I look at myself and I be like, I'm so weak at times. Like, I've been so weak at times. Like, for real. Like, I gotta do better. I got to. We got to, sisters. Like, for real. Like, just looking at them in the script versus how we be, it would just be like over little stuff too. It just be like, really? Like, for real? Like, this is what we doing. Like, we gotta do better, man. Like, especially before it's too late. Like, prophecy popping. Like, we do not have much longer, and we still got so much work to do. Like, that's a problem. That's unsatisfactory. Like, that's not good. Sometimes we be so inflamed in our emotions, and I know this because of me, because I've been that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, recently, like, so inflamed with our emotions that even over polygyny, and I didn't had a sister wife before, but I've been the only wife for a minute now. And I don't know, I guess the spirit didn't try to creep back in, but nah, I rebuke you. I rebuke you, like, for real. Like, no. Like, I know my role, I know my place. I'm better walk this. Like, I'm walking this, and I'm finna to walk it even better. Like, I got to. Like, for real. We cannot allow our emotions to rule us. Like, no. We gotta walk in the spirit. Like, for real, we gotta grow. We have to do better. You mad of another woman joining the household? Why? Why are you angry? What's the problem? Like, what? It's over something. It's over something fleshly. At the end of the day, they be like, polygyny causes more jealousy or strife. You can get that in the monogamous, and not only that, but how about we fight to overcome those negative emotions, those passions that can enrage us so and to make us go off? Like, no, how about we overcome those? How about we, instead of having, well, first of all, in order to do that, we must change our mindset, like, for real. Because once that's changed, our feelings towards it's going to change. And boom. You know what I'm saying? We have to do that we have to face our emotions that we steady stumble over and face them head on and conquer them, like, for real. Like, do daily exercises with ourselves if we have to, like, whatever it takes to dedicate ourselves to the word more, you know what I'm saying, to the word of Yahweh more, in all things. In all things. We can't say, oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, but I can't do that. No, we can do anything through Yahshua, which strengthens us. If we really believe it, we need to do that. Like, for real. Like, understand I'm talking to me first. Like, for real. But I know we can do it, my sisters. But we can't have, in order to do that, we can't have the rebellious mindset to turn away. Like, nah. Understand that we, like, we cannot, I mean, this sounds so basic, but it's like sometimes we forget of something. Like, we have to remember, judgment on the table. Like, everything we doing, we got to answer for. Every decision we make, like, for real, we have to answer for. People walking away from their marriages like it's nothing. Like, no. What do you mean? In the scripture, a woman divorced is a reproach. Like, that's unacceptable. Like, where is our mindset in this hour? That's not a good thing. Like, no. That and many other things. But me, I'm just talking to my sisters. Like, for real, like, we gotta do better. With that also, just look at some of the polygynous marriages in the script and how the holy women were, like how Abigail was in 1 Samuel 25. Like, when she got with David, she was happy. She was honored. And she was still so, what's the word? She still humbled herself. She still took the form of a servant. You feel me? Like, she was so, that's dope. Like, that's beautiful. Hallelujah. Like, for real. Like, that's the spirit we ought to be in as daughters of Zion. Like, for real. Husband come home like, hey, like, I want you to meet so-and-so, I'm courting, whatever, and instead we got the stank face. Like, nah. What we got the stank face for? Versus Shalom says, like, shit, welcome, you know what I'm saying? And chop it up, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to change our mindsets, family. Like, we supposed to be gaining souls out here for the Father, gaining souls. Do you know you could potentially gain a soul in a sister wife? Like, you never know. I'm not saying, oh, that's the only way. I was trying to push polygyny. No. But I'm just saying, for you women who do have many Yahweh who are polygynous, get with them. Like, get on one accord with what they own. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Stop with the rebellion. Stop allowing our emotions, because I'm talking to me too. Stop allowing our emotions to make us go off. To stop getting in our feelings. Point blank, period. Like, for real. Like, stop getting in our feelings. Walk in the spirit of Yahweh. Show love. Be a light at all times. In order to do that at all times, we gotta hit these little things we miss. Hit these when these buttons are pushed or whatever. Like, for real, like, you can't have a button. How about that? You can't have a button. Some people say, oh, she just pushed my buttons off. You can't have a button. Like, for real, like, we have to learn how to rule our spirits that much more. Like, because how we gonna expect to gain spiritual power if we can't even master little things, like, within ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Little things like this, like, we got to get it under control. We got to get out our feelings, because no matter which way you slice it, honestly, polygyny is lawful in the eyes of Yahweh. So if you have a righteous king who wants to, or a righteous husband who wants to partake in such, which is one of his God-given rights, he can do that. You as a good helpmate should just be with him, like, all right, my Lord, shit, what else? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to do better, sisters. And I say all this out of love, like, for real, because I ain't trying to go to the lake, and I don't want my sisters to go there either. Like, I just see that it's major work to be done within me, like, and within others. Like, we got to, y'all. So that's what inspired me to put this video out here. It's time for us to stop being as emotional and to start being more in the spirit, like, for real, like, lionesses of Yahweh. Like, straight up, we gotta get tougher, we gotta get stronger. And like I said, I'm talking to me first. But yeah, I pray this video uplift some sisters and really encourage you all to, you know, come up out the flesh, you know what I'm saying? Come up out of our emotions so that we aren't so weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta grow, we gotta be strong, because it's some terrible, terrible things ahead. And in order to be ready, we gotta have a certain mindset. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's do this, sisters. Like, for real. Like, I pray the Most High strengthen you all in Yahshua's name. Shoot, pray for me as well. You feel me? Like, shoot, may the Most High have mercy on us all. Shalom.